Hi class, this is Jackie and I am your campus librarian. I hope we've met at some point. If not, I really want to preface this with, please feel free to contact me or email me at any time. My contact information is right in here, easy to find. But what we're going to do today is go through a couple of our library databases that will help you specifically with this assignment, finding 2 peer-reviewed journal articles. And to begin with, you need to have a library card. So if you don't have one yet, watch the first video in this class. It's a quick 1 minute, just shows you how to get a library card. You need a library card to access your library databases off campus. If you have that, great, we're good to go. And we're going to go straight to the library homepage. To get there, you'll go to bluecc.edu and you'll look for this library link in the upper right hand corner. If you go ahead and click there, that will take you right to our lovely library page with our Scenes of Oregon. And where we're going to spend our time today is on this library databases link. The library databases, why we make you log in with your library card is we do actually pay for these as a college. These are resources specifically designed for college and beyond level research. They contain everything from research journal articles, scholarly journals, we have streaming media, we have ebooks, all of which we pay for. So we do have to control access because of that cost, and hence your library card. So where we're going to spend our time is under Ag and Science. Probably not surprising. And we're going to look at 2 databases. We're going to look at Access Science, and we're going to look at Academic Search Complete. So Access Science is it's a fun database. It's very colorful, easy to use, has great mobile access, and a couple of things you can see right away is that it breaks things down by topic. So you're not really sure what you're interested in, but you're interested in health sciences. Well, great, you can click there. If you want to focus on, say, environmental science, zoology for this class, you can certainly do that. Botany even, so many choices. They have some great articles that could also spark your interest. So climatology, obviously, and climate change, anything for videos even. Really, it's a great, robust database. So the first thing is picking your topic, and most databases are designed to really help you think through that, even, filling in the gaps for you. So say I want to do something on monarch butterflies. Okay, well, if I want to do monarch butterfly migration, I'm all set. I could probably click right there. This only brought up 6 results, kind of small, so, it might be just right. It might be that I have to go back and modify my search to expand a little bit. But what we want to take a look at here is specifically articles and research reviews. If it's from the news, that might be interesting and worth reading, but it's not going to be at that peer review level that you need for your final assignment. Peer review is, articles that have been reviewed. In this case, the peers are scholars in the field. So in this case, scientists, and a lot of fields, researchers, that sort of thing. People who have the credentials to write proficiently about the subject, rather than a reporter. They're just reporting the findings. These are the people who do the work. So there's only 6. You could narrow if you wanted to, but you could also just pay attention to what's being said right here. So I'm going to start with this research review. We'll just look at the difference between these. Click on the title. And so far, what I see is this looks pretty good. I can see who the article is by. These 3 names, all of whom are attached to this Department of Neurobiology of the University of Massachusetts Medical School. Okay, these people probably know what they're talking about. I'd like to think. So what you're looking for also in peer-reviewed articles is something that has, like, say, they're going to have their hypothesis right from the get-go. They're going to say, this is what we're studying. What they would also have is what they would often call their methodology. How are they looking into the question that they're asking? Are they using a good methodology to get a fair, true, authentic answer? And they'll probably have a discussion, and then finally a conclusion, or the results of their study. This one right at the end. A little short, so probably not necessarily a peer review article. Probably still excellent to use. I'd still run it by your instructor to see, does this really fit what you're looking for if this is an article you're interested in. One great thing, and that's, I'm hanging down here for a reason, is you'll see these hyperlinks. These hyperlinks will take you directly to these other articles. So say this article is exactly what you're interested in, and you know you need 2 articles. Well, these links will take you to that, perhaps to that second article that will help you not only learn more about your subject, of course, but also fulfill that requirement that you need for your paper. Bibliographies are great. You can also see where is your authors getting their information from. Are they making a good, doing good research? They also have different, subject headings. If you're actually more interested in broad migratory behavior, for example, you could click there. So not necessarily peer-reviewed, one you'd want to run by your instructor, but say you still want to do something with this article. You still might want to save it. You might want to email it to yourself. Always think it's good. Share a link. The site tool is pretty helpful. If I click here, we are using APA in this class, a science class. We have a great guideline here. Most of the databases are going to give you a good guideline, but you'll still probably have to manipulate it a little bit to get it into APA format. If you've ever used citation formats, you know that generally you fill in the page and then the second line is indented. So, but still a great start. I'd copy and paste that and tweak it. So that's butterflies. Let's see if we can find something else. So I can look at habitat conservation. Big issue in ecology. These are a big subject. You might want to narrow it down to maybe a type of habitat or type of environment you're thinking of, like say rainforest, desert, Arctic, or maybe a specific species you think is impacted, polar bears, turtles. I'm going to go ahead and type in coral reefs. Why not? And so we have 78 results here. Probably definitely want to limit to article or research review to save myself some time. Well, I still have 76 with those too, so I don't know, but still short. I'm sure if we typed that into Google, we'd have a million results, right? So we can take a look at this first one. Let's just do that. Looks good. Okay, so great. We have somebody from the geology department. He's affiliated with a university, a college, and giving us some good data. And they're explaining a particular problem. That's a great typical example of this problem. Great charts discussing their problem, feeling better about this article. And that's what, but still kind of short, but it might be really great. And what I love is I like this bibliography. It's really direct. Causes of coral reef degradation from Science magazine, climate change, human impacts, and the resilience of coral reefs. All of these we can link out to. So this would probably definitely be a good one to use for both its own content and to link out. So that's Access Science in a nutshell. I think pretty straightforward to use. So we'll go ahead and close out this guy here, and that closing out takes us actually back to our library databases page. So we'll click there in library databases, Ag and Science, and Academic Search Complete. Academic Search Complete, you will see this, sometimes people do just call it EBSCO. Academic Search Complete, you will definitely see this again if you're going on to a four-year university, and probably in your other classes. Sometimes it's set up a little bit differently. I have it kind of open so you can make a lot of choices based on what your information needs are. One thing I would always suggest is clicking on full text. That means you're going to get the article right here in the database. The other thing I'm trying to get to down here is to this published date. We're in the sciences. You might want to limit to something published within the last few years. You might want to say, from January, 2011 to January 2016 as a possibility. I'm going to leave that open for now. If you want, you could also limit right away to scholarly peer-reviewed journals because that's what you need. But if you might also still be at this point where you need background information, you might want to leave that open because that's going to give you maybe some easier journal articles to read to give you some entry information, gateway information to your subject. I'm going to stick to coral reefs. Let's do that. Databases try to be really helpful. Actually, we think Google did this. Actually, library databases did this first. And they try to give you an idea of, oh wow, ecosystem conservation. That might be really helpful to you. So let's go ahead and look at coral reef ecosystems. Let's just see. Well, this brought up 411 articles. I think that's actually pretty good. If we wanted to at this point, you know, we thought that's still too much, we could limit to scholarly. It's going to take us down to 369. And, you know, ecosystems, we could look a little bit more at some other details. We could, this is where we might want to change our time range. Like, say we want to, you know, science, let's go back up to the next, you know, let's say at least 2010, right? Getting the new stuff. So we're down to 257. That's pretty good, I think. If you still want to browse more, narrow down further, these subject areas can be super helpful. I like looking at both. If you wanted to look specifically at, these are different thesaurus terms, you can even show more, but if you want to look specifically at coral reefs and climatic changes, you would click right there. It would take you to just 24 articles on that particular subject. If you want to show more, you can certainly do that. If you want to look at the biodiversity, if you want to look at OCID acidification, that'll take you to 16 articles on that subject. It can be extremely, extremely helpful. So, but I'm going to go ahead. I'm not going to choose any because I want to keep it open for you guys to think about. And so here's the meat of our subject. We have, again, 257. I would say look at the first 10 to 20. If you're not finding one that meets your needs, then I would go ahead and change your search. There's a couple up here that look pretty interesting to me from the get-go. Nutrient storage and supply mediated by diverse fish communities and coral reef ecosystems. That sounds great. And then, or this one, an integrated coral reef ecosystem model. Let's take a look at that. And so just an example, I want to show you what you can do with this. So here is the article itself. If you want to get, I'm sorry, the summary of the article. If you want the full article, you'll see PDF over here or HTML. Either one will work. But why I like hanging out here for a minute is I want to show you, read the summary. You know, these, when you get to these scientific articles, they're long. The summary can tell you right away if you want to spend more time with this or not. So instead of looking at the whole article, just look here. I'll give you a lot of your answers that you need. There's also different subject terms. So if you're really actually more interested in coral reef ecology, click there. I'll take you to all the articles on that. Just like Access Science, you have the option to print, email, save. Cite features really cool. I click Cite. You have to scroll down. This one is actually cited properly. Right here, you can copy and paste that. You might want to ask your instructor if she wants the DOI. Not all instructors want that. But it's extremely helpful. The other thing you can do once you click on PDF, and I'll come up slowly, is a lot of these features remain. So you'll see the article census in PDF, exactly what it looked like when it was originally published. And you don't lose those features. They stay right here. So from here you can download it, save it. Again, do all those things, email, print, whatever you find it useful to use as an article. So I hope that's a good example. We can go back and look at one more that we don't have much time on. I don't want to take up too much of your time, I guess. So let's see. Let's do coral reef. Let's go back to our, let's do polar bears. And climate change, of course, is a huge one. You can do endangered. We'll just focus on that. Just because, oh, wow, there's only 9. Well, so there's really not much that we need to limit here. All of our former results stayed, so pretty easy. You know, you'll definitely find a lot on that topic. So anyway, I hope this was helpful. 15 minutes again. Please always feel free to contact me. My information is this link right here. But I hope this was a great start for you getting your homework done. Thanks so much.